seen them shiny. They
The
tearing
little,
me down right
oh
now.
yeah, they probably all over the rose
I
bush.
got a sand gun,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try that. But they been tearing up my plum tree. Yeah, there they go
Yep.
right there. They going to the pawpaw tree. They going everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something about it. And they too tall now, so they way up
Right.
at the top. They got smart. So I'm just hitting with that sand gun with the air tank,
Okay.
and I'm gonna see if it worked to where I could just get rid of them.
Grow some. I'm about to do it. Grow some. Get into it. Grow some. Ain't nothing to it. Got your seed. Yup. I'm about to do it.
Yeah, so this is the chickens. I'm actually kind of reorganizing the coop from taking out the rabbit cages. I kind of broke them down this morning. So kind of get back out here once it's a little bit cooler this afternoon.
Right.
Get some stuff moved out. But yeah,
Oh, you got the rabbits out there with the chickens.
yeah. Well, she is the she got pardoned this year. So all the other rabbits had already gone where they were going.
Yeah.
And so she was pardoned.
Everything has a purpose, man.
Yeah.
You ain't doing all this just for nothing.
A friend visit. Where was he from? He's from. Oh goodness. Costa Rica, I think. And he gave me a recipe for a really good like candied fig dish that I'm like itching to try now. So I'm waiting for my figs to come in so I can try that.
What was the why? What prompted you to start this journey?
So, oh wow. So I'd always been in gardens. My mom, my grandmother, my aunts, they had always been plant people. Never vegetable gardens, mostly flower gardens, things like that, ornamental stuff. But I learned sort of those fundamentals about plants, about growing stuff from, you know, the ladies that came before me.
Yeah.
And then decided that, you know, as I got a little bit older and looking at everything that goes into the food that we eat and goes on to the food that we eat, and really decided that I wanted to control at least some of that for myself. And being here in Georgia, I'm originally from Western New York, but being here in Georgia, we have such a long growing season. And then, you know, I had the fava beans down here last time you were here. Those have all kind of seen their best days. Got a couple. There's a couple pods left over, you know.
Yeah.
So
You just toss them, or you gonna keep them?
I have a whole jar of them. I keep them in a jar and then I'll go and replant them. Probably our tomatoes. I went and picked a few of them earlier, but yeah, a few more tomatoes coming up, and it's tomato sandwich and fried green tomato season over here. Yeah, it didn't make sense to me that I wouldn't be growing stuff and trying to produce as much as I could, and then, you know, learning other things, dehydrating, canning, all of that kind of stuff, just so I'd have that abundance to carry me through, you know, the winter when nothing was growing.
Wow. So you pivoted from flowers that you learned from your folks and pivoted into more sustainable living. So
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the collectively sustainable notion? This whole movement where we're connecting people together to kind of formulate that cushion, that pad. What do you think about it?
I think it's necessary, you know, and I think that more people are going to get on board. Unfortunately, I also kind of think that we're going to be the last ones on board, just because sometimes the history of Black people in America has been that we gardened and we maintained the land for free, and it wasn't our choice. And so when we got the option to do otherwise, we was like, leave them gardens behind, get me out of the dirt as far as possible. And so getting people back to that and sort of changing the narrative around this type of lifestyle and this type of living, and the accessibility of it. Because then a lot of people don't know anything about plants, and they don't think that they have a green thumb, and they don't think that they can do it. But you don't have to have grown up in gardens to be able to do this. You just have to be able to say, I'm going to reach out to the people who know what grows in our area, and I'm going to grow the things that I know that I'm going to eat. And if I don't eat it, I'm going to connect with the community and see who else might need this, because they may have something that I may need down the road, and going from there. And it's really all of that community building that we really desperately need. Yeah, we got to get back to it.
Got to get back to it. No other choice.
So it's either slug damage or pill bugs. but
Yeah. Pill bugs be tearing mine up.
I'll feed this to the chickens.
Yep.
Oh. And then, you know, I know a lot of people are constantly trying to like manage their gardens. Like, I just saw the spider. Oh, here it is, right here. So right in here, this is like one of those big green garden spiders, but it's little right now. It's a couple more of them back here, and I love them. Like those are like my favorites.
Right. And that's beautiful because we're very much on the same wavelength, which is why this community effort is really it's really flowing. It's not really hard to come to grips with. We just got to find each other. But the household that we just left said the same exact thing. We're already doing it, and there's a lot of people who want to know, but they can't afford, they might not be in touch with the college, or they think they need a certificate, or would you be a resource to your community in that way?
Of course, absolutely. I have young people that walk down the street and like, hey, you know, in the wintertime they're walking by like, when your plants gonna be out again? When is it gonna be green? And it's good to hear that they're looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? But then that next step is to get them interested enough to do it for themselves.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of where I am now that I have people who expect my garden and look forward to my garden doing something.
So is that where you're etching into? Is it the educational
Absolutely.
facilitation?
Absolutely. Looking at doing some classes locally, doing some group meetup things like that for people who are already into it. But then also looking at writing a book and really kind of getting that step-by-step guide of how to do this.
Wow.
In the city and on this type of scale where, you know, this is 1/8 of an acre. A lot of people growing ornamental kales. Why grow ornamental kale if you can grow one that will feed your family, you know? And then I actually had radishes. Last time you were here, I had the radishes interplanted here, but I pulled those up and I now have some Jamaican sorrel. Like what you make with the tea. Hibiscus tea, yep. So I have some of those coming up. You can see a few of them down there. And then I just let those come up in between, probably about August, end of July, August. I'll go ahead and start topping off the kale so that they can get a little bit more sunlight. And we can get some hibiscus for tea.
Absolutely.
Got a couple peppers in here. Let's see what kind of pepper this is. This is a Cubanelle. It's a sweet pepper. One piece?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we will toast. You know, a lot of people. Yeah, right. I see the camera woman
Eighth
like
of an acre. Yes.
Who of a what?
Yes.
And so, you know, it's really about, if this is what you want, showing you a model for how you can kind of maximize that space.
Absolutely.
And get as much out of it, as much production out of it as possible.
Absolutely. And that's really the intention for our going around and canvassing the community and reaching out to show different spaces, because my house is way different than yours. And somebody else is doing it in an apartment, and somebody else is in a townhome.
Yep.
And the whole thing is kind of to get rid of the excuses. And it could be valid excuses, but once people see it, they're more prone to say, oh, we're visual people.
Exactly.
We're visual people. So this is our goal, to kind of express to the community that it's possible. Here we are. How many minutes from the airport?
10 minutes?
10 minutes, maybe. Maybe.
I mean, it's a mile, like a good 2 miles to the airport. I can walk.
Yeah. That's more like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
10
miles.
minutes if you're in traffic. But 2 miles from the airport in the middle of Atlanta. This is it.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about, y'all. So tap in. Ms.Elle, you're gonna be doing them classes, right?
I will be
Farm
doing
Fresh 24/7. We're gonna have this network available. That's what we're trying to plug it in, where everybody can find each other. I got to get you a shirt.
Absolutely.
That's it. I think I got it in the car too, man. But that's it. That's what we want to show y'all. That's how we rolling.
Well, thank you so much for having me, or for me having you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. This is
coming
it.
out and seeing everything, and yeah.
Beautiful. We appreciate you. All right. Hope you enjoyed that series. Collectively Sustainable is the movement that is growing hyperlocal communities of growers, bakers, and makers we're starting here in the Atlanta area, and our hopes is to inspire you to do the same in your neck of the woods. If you want to support us, continue watching our YouTube channel, Seals Family Farm. If you want to support us in a monetary way, you can cop your merchandise, sealsfamilyfarm.com, collectively sustainable, and you can leave a donation if you choose. But most important, the one that we wish that you do the most is to download the Farm Fresh 24/7 app, make a profile. If you got things that you grow, bake, or make yourself, apply them to the app, circulate your dollars amongst your community, and most importantly, start to spread the news. Social media, garden clubs, any way, shape, or form is valued. We appreciate you. Hope to check you next time. That's respect. Nature Boy.
Grow some. I'm about to do it. Grow some. Get into it. Grow some. Ain't nothing to it. Got to see. Yup. I'm about to do it.